I'm late for an important date. Hello and welcome to the show. So here I am with Liz McCarthy today. Hi Liz.
Hi.
One of our librarians here. And today Liz has kindly come to talk to us about Alice in Wonderland, and we're having a very own tea party here, aren't we, Liz?
Yes, I think we should say there's no actual tea because there are rare books.
Yes.
But it's Mad Hatter style.
Mad Hatter style. Yeah. Indeed. So Liz, you've got some great editions out to show us today.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Could you tell us, what do we have in our collection? What do we have about Alice in Wonderland?
Well, we have quite a range. Unfortunately, we don't have any first editions of Alice in Wonderland, but we do have probably 20 different various editions from over the years and different publications. And I think what they show is Alice in Wonderland has never been out of print, and it shows the range and the popularity of the book, even though, remarkably, it didn't get very good reviews when it was published.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the illustrations they thought were fantastic. The book, yeah.
Yeah, because the illustrations were by the same chap who illustrated Punch.
Yes,
Yeah,
and we have some examples here.
Oh, brilliant.
Party there, celebrating
yes.
just like us.
That's probably one of the most famous images, isn't it?
So I think so, yeah. Yeah.
No, that's great. And do we have, amongst what we have, do you have anything particularly fancy or rare or different or unusual?
Well, we have some nice editions. So this is actually not Alice's Adventures. This is Through the Looking Glass, which was the sequel. And this is not a first edition, but it's quite an early edition, and it is also illustrated by Tamil. He was the original illustrator. And so there you can see.
Oh, lovely.
When we're talking about Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah.
And one of the nice things we have is just a variety of illustrations.
Yeah.
So this has a absolutely beautiful cover, kind of run-of-the-mill book. Different illustrations of Alice, very different than the early ones, and interestingly, not at all what the real Alice looked like. Apparently, she was dark, had dark hair and a short fringe.
I thought she was blonde.
No, she was dark.
There we go. Well, the story really lends itself to beautiful images, doesn't it?
It really
and
does.
That fantasy.
And I think there are very few editions of Alice in Wonderland that aren't illustrated because people like it. There have been famous illustrators over the years. So Arthur Rackham and the original Tanil and various other people have dealt with it along the way.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
And we've got some editions in Latin as well, haven't we?
We do.
And,
we have. I was pointing out we have a Latin edition of Alice in Wonderland. We have a reprint of Nabokov's Russian translation.
Oh, fantastic.
Of
Does that have any images in?
It does, actually. It's interesting to look.
Sort of Russian themed.
To see if they're different.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Very different.
It is very different, yeah. You've got the lizard being shoved out of his house by Alice's hand.
Oh.
So that's nice.
Excellent.
And, go ahead.
Okay, and this all forms part of a wider children's collection, don't we? We have in the library.
It does, yeah. So the children's collection came to the library. There was a big donation in the 1950s, and at that point we realised we had quite a lot of other things that could be added to it and made into one collection. So it was formed partially then, and then partially with donations over the years.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what's your favourite character from Alice in Wonderland?
My favourite character from Alice in Wonderland, probably the caterpillar.
And what about ulterior, sort of different Alice in Wonderland? Have people sort of taken a mick or done something different?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been loads of films and that type of thing, and there's all sorts of films. Disney's even...
There's that one with Johnny Depp in Not So.
Yeah.
And he recited the Jabberwocky, didn't he?
Yes.
Great poem.
So you see, this was from 1886, and it's actually a children's play version of Alice in Wonderland. So it's only 20 years after, and I'm sure there were earlier things, and it has all the parts for children and all the songs to sing. Here's a song by the Mock Turtle, beautiful soup, so rich and green, waiting in a hot terrain. Which is brilliant. And then in the 1930s, Guinness, as in Guinness, the beer company, did a version called the Guinness Alice. And it was just a series of parodies and kind of imitations.
Was this for children or for adults?
I think
or
probably
for visitors?
not for children.
People.
So my favourite is "Off with its head," cried the Queen, which has more than one meaning when you're talking about Guinness. Guinness is never without that head. It is the sign of the finest barley, malt, and hops. And the Queen says, "Come on then, Guinness builds strong muscles for sport."
So very manly.
Very manly,
very
yes.
Manly.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Liz.
Yes.
Thank you, and hope you enjoy our tea, our empty tea cups.
Cheers.
We'll see you soon. Thank you.